God bless everyone. Just wanna. It is October 2nd, 2025. I'm so thankful for everyone. Yesterday was a crazy day. We went live twice. We always want to experience something outside of us. And the real experience is actually inside. It's not that the outside experience isn't real, it's that we feel it from the inside, and we also feel the outside. So they're connected. Good morning, Carl. Good morning, Emit. God bless you all. Because we are a part of God. You could say we're just a smaller part. And the outside is the bigger part. So the outside and everywhere is God. And we're just a smaller part of that. So, hello, Falcon. God bless you all. I'm glad everyone woke up today. The best part about life is you get to make a choice what you want to do. Hello, Johnny Holiday. More importantly, if we follow the intuition, then it always tells you what to do. So then you could say, is one really doing anything? Reality or God, however you want to put it, is telling you the answers. We are giving. I'm getting better every day, Falcon. Yeah. Every day the Lord gives me one more chance. You know, I'm not in control of when I die. Only the Lord is. So it's out of your control. And I love the Lord. I love the life that I've been given. Hello. Yeah, Falcon. You know, I'm getting a little bit better each day. How are you doing? You look happy? Thanks. I'm just trying to spread this happiness. Yeah. I hope everyone in here is happy. And if you're not, if you're not happy, you're off to a good damn start. Yeah. We are given scripts. Yeah. Basically, and when we come here, we forget the scripts because that is the game in itself. And it's up to us, which it is, you could say, sometimes harsh, cruel. Because how do you remember something that you've forgotten? You see? And that's where faith comes in. And really just feeling what you really are. You have a bad case of, yeah. Handlebar that stash. What's up, boss? I like your jacket.
Thank you.
Guess what? I bet he loves you very much. Yeah. Yeah. The only thing to really feel in reality would to feel all of reality, which the greatest thing to feel is love. It's, you think that you're seeing all this stimuli, things outside of you. It doesn't matter because it all has the same feel. Underneath everything is basically the feeling of love. Love is the greatest feeling. How much for a case? A case of love? How's it going? You're in luck because it's for free. What's the temperature? Cold enough to make my bones and body shiver. Yeah. I do like the cold though, so. Oh. And the mother too. Butters, nice to see you. I'm in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Ray Ray? You'd be the biggest YouTuber in the world? Well, grow out a mustache then. Hello, Le Forbes. Sending hate. Hate is simply you don't feel life. Hate is actually a question because you don't understand something or you don't know. Because if you did know, you would feel, and the only thing to feel is life itself. We tend to think of all these ideas. There's a world, there's a universe, and then you think more. But fundamentally, before we even get to thinking, you are actually just the feeling of your life. Because everything has a fundamental feel, and it's covered up by its appearance. Or you could say tree, dog, person, alien, dirt, insect. Even the galaxy itself, it's really just the feel of life. Yeah. So hate is just a question because you have to create hate. And if you have to create it, it's not your fundamental feel or machine. Hello, outlaw. No, I don't need a dental plan, Pedro. That's just something in your mind. Only you think I need a dental plan. In my world, it doesn't even exist. Thank you, Confucius. Yeah. Just simply, I don't think about dental plans at all. Confucius. Yeah, I was always drawn to that in some way. Yeah. No one can affect you because you're you. And when people actually talk about themselves or say something about somebody else, they're really just talking about themselves. Not because they're saying it to somebody else, because it's in their mind. The only thing there's nothing really going on. The only thing that's really going on is whatever's playing on your mind. Okay. And then if you let the play go, then there's nothing here. It's very clear. And then you just automatically feel life. You merge with everything out there. So only the play in your mind is what keeps you from feeling all of this. Thank you, Elite Gamer. Yeah, hate does make you sick. And anytime you're in a negative thought, your body turns to a minus. People that have hateful traits or come from a feeling of hate, they'll get all squenched up. Maybe they'll even grow horns. You'll notice something visually wrong. Yeah, you're just cursing yourself. Because hate, that's a good one, is something outside of you, or you're projecting it outside, but it's coming from inside of you. So it's not actually outside of you. The hate is coming from inside. What's up again? Yeah, Carl. Yep. Because the hate that you're experiencing, you're just mislabeling something. That's all. Yeah, winter's definitely coming. I mean, yeah. I love when the nights are cold. I do not like when it's like so hot that you can't even sleep. All live, he's commenting the same. Well, he's probably uh curses are only valid when they're on your mind. So if you believe a curse, that's the only way it works. Only you give the power. If you believe the idea of your curse, then it's real. Yeah, I think that dude's gonna have diarrhea. One of the best things is to be happy. Always be happy. Only you can turn it down. And so if you keep following your happiness, you're gonna continually be more happy, and you're gonna live a life of happiness. If you stop your happiness, well, then you stop the flow. Why are you dressed like it's February 3rd? I mean, why not? It's actually going to heat up here soon anyway. And the real reason's mainly because my body's messed up. Love rules hate, and fear are the devil's tools. Yeah, Arthur Allen, thank you. Yeah, because all the devil really is just the feeling of fear. We all have thoughts. We don't have to have thoughts. You're just entertaining your own thoughts. There's not that fundamental feel of who you are. So basically, your thoughts have no feel to them. You only put your feel to them. Because a thought is, let's go. That's a fire hydrant. It's really nothing. Okay, it has a neutral, we can at least say. But if I say it's ugly and I hate, well, then I create that. It's not just with the fire hydrant. It's with everybody and everything. Hate is something you create. Are you an artist? Yeah, yeah. Hi is from South Africa. South Africa. Hi again. I may be homeless in your sense. Hey, boss. A lot of people out today.
Yeah.
But the world is my home. God is my home. And God is everywhere. Most importantly, God is inside of you. That's the best part. So we don't have to actually go anywhere. That's true. That's true, Carl. Can you demonstrate that? Yeah, I have. Yeah, we do it like every day. But yeah. Damn it, man. What are you smoking? Basically, if you really think about it, now, and I know this is going to sound like batshit crazy, we are smoking air. Air is one of the things that keep us alive. My official diagnosis from the psychologist, he said I'm the shit. And I looked back at him and I said, you're the shit too. Yeah, we don't live in dreams over here. Houseless, yeah. You're thinking how much about they think thought? I've had my own experiences. I'm from Indonesia. Sorry. God bless Indonesia. Yeah, that seems like a real just wild place to me. Would I accept a Hindu claiming that Vishnu is everywhere? The only thing that is everywhere is the feel. So the only way to actually demonstrate, well, you would be to stop thinking and then to feel. You're just actually just feeling what's outside of here when you stop thinking, because there's no more subject and you immerse in the feeling. And to you demonstrate it every day, whoever asked that question, uh, you asked for a demonstration, maybe it was Kai. Yes, when you go to sleep. And all day you are either thinking or you're tapped into the feel of life. There's simply nothing else you can do. And to demonstrate it logically, yes, we can. It's been a new one that came to me. Right here, there's all this space. And there's the space that's in outer space. We know it's here, but I'm walking through it right now. Okay. But we can't really describe the air. We can't describe it. But there's a distance. We know it's there because it creates distance. What this air really is, slash space, what space is, it is God. And since it is here, we should be able to feel it. Now, the only way to prove this, other than logically explaining it now, when you empty out your thoughts, all of this that's going on in here, this space, believe it or not, all of this space, but just this right here, it fills you. Because there's nothing on your mind, it fills you. And you feel it. Yes, I do know about Hanuman. Africa, you can come in here the rest of my life and say the same thing. It's only nonsense to you. Nah, I know you've been coming in here and saying that. God bless America for the Second Amendment. Yeah, but again, it's no no one can really tell you about no amendments. Now they may have reflections of God itself, such as not harming somebody for no reason. But anybody can, you know, anyone. It doesn't matter an amendment. You can still bear your arms. You know, so. But I get what you're saying, Falcon. That was actually kind of funny. You're claiming that the air is God. It's an invisible thing. And I just proved to you there's no way to intellectually know it. And there's no, because how would you define air? So I did prove it to you. But I also said you actually have to feel it. It's not, it's up to you if you're going to own a gun or own anything. Even if it's illegal to carry any weapon, let's just say it's illegal to carry weapons everywhere. People are still going to carry weapons. We know this. Yeah. You would have to stop thinking. You stop thinking every night, though. Every time you go to sleep. You stop thinking when you transition to more thinking. And or when you have another thought. The distance is filled with atoms. Yeah, Adam and Eve. They're filled with positivity. Thus, you can feel it. More importantly, there's only one thing to feel. It's not like you have to feel God and feel the air and feel another human being. No, you don't have to feel all of this. There's only one feel to actually feel. Yeah. It sounds crazy to the mind because it's your mind is always trying to feel. Literally, the mind wants to feel. It wants to become the experience. That a 5-year-old would get. A 5-year-old is not thinking yet. So he's always in touch with God. And since he is in touch with God, I wouldn't have to explain it to him. And more and so, it's about drawing an awareness. So you see how you're reacting to things. Yeah. He can't tell people where he sleeps. I mean, I don't think you're going to tell people where you sleep. But I have nothing to hide. Can say about their gods. All gods, which you're talking about semi-gods, and even Lucifer himself, which is, they all come from God himself. Even Lucifer, he wants God's love. Reconcile. And again, all the devil really is negativity. Yeah, the chat does get a little crazy, Falcon. Sorry, we'll go down. Hold on. Yeah. All the ideas are of like, you know, India has a lot of statues, and so does Greece. So do the Catholics. We have mythology. These statues are trying to just remind you that we're all one. Because even the statue, it's just the resemblance of life itself. Everything comes from life. And yeah. Yeah. They're just trying to give you an actual physical representation of, so you have something to look to remember God. Because how would then you remember God specifically? He has no form. This is why the Indian culture creates, so to speak, demigods. They're just in the spiritual world. It's, yeah. Yeah, you can't save. Don't live more than 40 years. But how do you know that? Yeah. How would you know? The devil is a lie, that there is no God. Yeah. Satan wants to be above God. And that's where where he is deceived. Because you can only merge with him. And he's the one who created him. It's like the story of your mind. Your mind is free, but then eventually you go against yourself, which is hate and negative. When you tell yourself you can't do something, you need to look better, which is the biggest one probably. You need to look better because anxiety doesn't have acceptance, that's judgment, peer, judgmental. You tell yourself you're not worthy. The brain will eventually do that in one way or another. And do you see that it's not you? Because you're worthy of everything. I stay it daily, brother. Yeah. You were a missionary for decades? That's nice. Yeah. Love is the only thing to know that's real. Because simply you can feel it. Anything with your head, you're just agreeing with knowledge. Okay, yeah, this is right. I think it's right. I agree with everybody else. Yes, yes. Okay. That's all that is. There's no thing, there's nothing behind it. But when you actually feel your life, there's no words for it. There's nothing really to agree because you feel it. The whole world could tell you something else. It's like if we were all cavemen. If we were all cavemen, which most of us are cavemen, but we'll get to that. If I felt the absolute best thing ever, if I felt it inside of me, and we couldn't like really speak to each other, we could only do ooh, ah, like a monkey. How would I tell you about what's inside of me that I'm feeling? You would just look at me confusing. Yeah. And most people, they are stuck thinking like a caveman. Most of us are some of us just live in a room like all the time. Like a caveman. I guarantee somebody that's living like a caveman. Their thinking is just very rudimentary. Get sex and basically eat food. This is what actually locks you in the cycle. It's why we come back again and again. Like that cartoon, The Croods. Don't know if I heard that one or seen it. Yeah. Down to earth? Yeah, I mean, I've never heard anyone up to earth. Somebody who's way out there. Way out there. What does that even mean? Because they're right there. It just means they're stuck in their thoughts. They're trying to reach enlightenment. They're trying to actually be free from their thoughts. Because your thoughts go in a never-ending cycle. Okay? It's a trap in itself. Simply wanting something, you already have it. You already have it all. Yeah. In the upper lip between the stash. Hey, I mean, that's actually funny. Your name is even like funnier. Yeah. Dimitri, the Stone Age theory, yeah, you better welcome them in because they're still here. Just because we shave, if women would grow out their hair on their armpits and all their life grow out their hair, well, they would look probably something like an ape or a caveman. So it's not that the caveman changed in its appearance or looks, because people still think like cavemen every day. To live in fear, only a caveman would, I don't know how you want to say it, act so unconscious. Only a caveman would really care about sex and food. Okay? So the people that, quote unquote, run the world, they have caveman-like thinking. They just actually have some they just use it to their benefit. Whereas a caveman, he would still love his life. but he wouldn't be aware. Okay? It'd be kind of like autopilot. Yeah. So I think cavemen are the thinking, they still exist. Preach. Was so confident that Jesus fulfilled. Great rides in here, like all he's been in here the last couple of days. Hey, hello, Alex H. What if your thoughts free you not freeing you from the thoughts? Well, yeah. It's simply the only way you know is because there's just nothing there. Yeah. Or you could be, see, again, everybody goes into this every day. Usually when they're at work or doing an activity, but they get so lost in the activity, they are not aware. Okay, just because you have no thoughts. For example, the caveman, he basically has no thoughts a lot of the time. But he's not aware. So he's just not aware. If that makes sense. We have no thoughts all the time, but you're falling, you're not paying attention. It takes a certain level of focus. So when the thought drops, you don't drop. It takes a certain amount of focus to see when the thought's not there and to remain in it. Yeah. Hello, Vicky. But you can also see your thoughts. And if you're so aware of it, it's not really pulling you in any direction. And you still feel the life inside of you. Okay? My arm's really weak. Okay, I'm subbed. Hello, James GT. Arm hair can be, yeah, I mean, if it naturally grows out of them, it's not bad or good. It probably has some use. And I bet you if it smelled really good, like almost like it flowered, people would be obsessed with it. It'd be a fetish. Nonetheless, a woman with armpit hair, you could search one online, just look at it and see if you can just stare at it without discriminating, without saying you don't like it. Because if you really just look before the thought comes in your head, you're just seeing it. And it's just appearing, just there. but we tend to label it super fast. Oh, I don't like that. And then we identify with we don't like this. There's nothing really not to like. But of course, the woman's just there. But yeah, it's natural for her to have that. Just as it's natural for her hair to be around her vagina. Just because society they have made it, oh, armpit hair is gross. Yeah. Or having a beard is weird. Yeah. But if you don't even think about it, then it's never on your mind. Like, I'm so misidentified with the body. I don't like think about it anymore. Even as far as if I go to lose a tooth, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm saying I have to come into full acceptance, and then I can do whatever I want about it. And sometimes there's nothing to do about it. Can't be done. Yeah. But I don't really think about my hair. Or really anything to do with my body. I don't know the egg theory, Mogi Star. Meeting our parents. Well, I'll go down this way. Yeah, meeting our parents. It sounds like the truth. Yeah, it feels like the truth. I would need more explanation, though. Yeah, yeah, that is true, Demetri. They're spiritual, but they're just not aware of it. So, like, everyone feels God. That's why some people hate work. But then they go to work, their mind stops, whatever they're doing, and they actually feel God. Because they're getting in a trance. A trance is feeling God. But if you're unaware of how it's going on, or because it's weird, you can be unconscious and be in a trance. Like when you go to sleep. When you go to sleep, you're actually up. But it takes a certain amount of concentration to be up. Because going to sleep beyond bedtime, you're falling unconscious. If that makes sense to some of you guys. I could fall asleep right now if, let's just say I started thinking about dragons. I can't even, like, it's hard for me to do, but... And I just completely forgot what's going on. Me walking the live. It's still happening. But I'm not aware. I'm kind of... Yeah. Spaced out. That's what a caveman would be. A spaced out, you could maybe say. Just not aware, more so, for the caveman. I'm in love with a woman, it doesn't bother me at all. Yeah. I guess you were just like joking. Like you can't like food because food is not for taste. Even if you quote unquote do like the taste of it, it's purely for nutrition and to give you energy. So if you die, quote unquote, for loving the flavors of food, basically you will come back because you love the taste of food. Yeah. You come back to live another life because you wanted to eat one more ice cream. Yeah, I'm just saying you can't be addicted to food. That is a sin in itself. Yeah. If you're thinking about food all the time, you're eating the wrong foods. Cause, yeah. When you think of food, it's because you want nutrients. It's not necessarily the taste of the food. Only caveman would think of basic survival? No, it's not the caveman. It is the caveman's reptile brain. It's still the same in the people that run the world. It runs everybody. Most people. Because all they really want is they lust. They are lusting. Even worse. A caveman would get a girl and have sex. But somebody who's lusting, they do all sorts of things. They go online. It just runs on their mind all the time. Yeah. But the caveman thinking, as in self-perseverance, in fear, it runs the world. Yeah. Yeah. So, getting lost in the mind. Yeah. Because love, actual love, people associate it with man and woman touching each other. But the feeling of love, it can't be seen. It's metaphysical. Love is in the air. Okay? It's the unseen. When you feel love, yeah, you feel it. You can't really see it. Women at at raves, hippie women with armpit hair. What's up, boss? You guys like armpit hair?
Armpit hair? No, man. I think when I was like 15 years ago.
On women? Would you? No. Would me? I see past that. Think about it though. Think about it. Yeah.
How long?
Right now. Yeah. Because it's not really about necessarily the looks. It's about the way the person makes you feel. Perfect for your Durban poison. The problem with poor people is they're never saving their money. Yeah, that's so they're always chasing pleasures. But the real pleasure is inside of you. If you were to give any advice about life, what would it be? That's a good question. To do what you love, because it's symbolic. When you do what you love, that's where you want to be. And then that puts you in a state of love. Therefore, you feel God's frequency. Yeah. Other than that, my next advice would be to do whatever you can to stop thinking and be aware when you're not thinking. I'm a caveman. I'm very proud of it. Love from India. God bless you all. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, some people like being poor. Some people live in huts. Some people live in the jungle. No. We are all actual empaths. But when you get caught up in the mind, you cut that feeling off. You have to feel just a little bit to pick up on anybody. Yeah. That's why evil and the devil, they do things because they don't feel what they're doing. They're so stuck in the mind. And they don't feel what they're causing to other people and things. So they've cut that off. This is why they can't feel God. Because you can't feel him intellectually. "99% of people on this planet." Yeah, that's true. But even the poor person and rich people, what you're trying to find, you cannot buy. Because it's the feeling of the life inside of you, and it dictates your whole life. It shows you where you need to go and what you need to do. You can call it God's will. Oh yeah, I mean, everyone has certain attributes that are more so metaphysical. But basically, the more still you become, the more, quote unquote, you can predict how somebody's going to be. Because in the feeling itself, there is information, you could say. And it just comes to your soul. Yeah. I appreciate that, Alex H. Yeah, yeah. Mogi Star. It's exactly like that. That's why people are like, oh, I don't feel God. And then people are like, oh, I don't believe in God or whatever. It's not. Do you see, like, talking about God, then it doesn't dismiss the life you are. So we say life and we say God. Okay? And believing in the God, or it's people cannot believe it because they want to feel it. But their thought and brain says, whoa, 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 this guy or this, what? What are they talking about? You're just getting more questions about God. But when you fundamentally shut off the question, because no matter what your question is, you ultimately want it to end, the question. Why? Because you want an answer, but why? Why do you even want an answer? So you have no more question. The question is almost irrelevant in itself because you just want to stop thinking. You can think about God all the time, and that is the most holiest thing you can think about, okay? But when you actually feel him, you're going to just feel it. You're not going to be thinking about really anything anymore. And you'll always want to feel him. Yeah. If the owner of this site is a real person. Yeah. The prophecy, that's what you define it as. But it's his teachings and his word. Most importantly, his love. They survive the test of time. That's bigger than a prophecy itself. Or it is one. I could have been a werewolf in my last life. See how clean his nails are, mine, your beeswax. Yeah, we're all just animals. Or we are the aliens. Because we look so different from every other species. But yeah, when you're just seeing, there is no animal, there is no human. We can do a little. There's no labels here. Anything we say, it's just that. But there is a fundamental feel of this. And again, talking about this, saying that is grass, oh, the sun is shining, we want to feel it on our, we want to feel it. It talking basically takes us further away. You want to know more about the talking because that's the mind. And maybe it does help you. But eventually, you actually want to feel it. So, my fingernails are, you're missing the point. And that one probably is getting trimmed. I haven't thought about it. But one did just naturally fall off yesterday. So I haven't had to do anything about them. Exactly just like a caveman. More importantly, though you may have thought about it, I have not even thought about it. Hence why they are the way they are. More importantly, I guess you guys never actually had a girlfriend or a boyfriend. And maybe you just never experienced this. But if you actually scratch them, they actually like it. And it's different from an actual like massage with your fingers. So there's actually a legit reason. The chat lack wisdom. I mean, I mean, if they want to talk about it, maybe they want to debate, discuss. Yeah. I usually, to me, I try to talk about the most important things, or which is just the feel of life. How those chugs of Eric, eh? No, um I am gonna be putting it back up. It's just I simply didn't care, and this was more important. um First thing, it was cold, so I was worried about that before anything. I always sleep with a window open, and then I had a hat on, so then it really didn't matter. The squirrel. Oh, you missed it. We're getting closer to wildlife. Sorry for the interruption. But simply, then it got hot, so I had to take something off. They're just not okay to you, though. That's fine. Hello, Sideshow Bob. God bless you, too. You know, we're going to talk about something in 1 second. Shout out to Carl. That is true. Thank you, Falcon. And thank you for being here, Erasmus. What I wanted to say is, I could be drinking, let's face it, alcohol. I could be playing a video game. I could be having sex, traveling the world for whatever, my own self. But I'm actually here. So this is where I want to be. where I want to be. Sorry, it kind of sounded. And this is exactly what I'm doing. just there's other people that do a whole bunch of other stuff, but here I am. Yeah. And my nails, it's again, they usually just trim themselves. And if they do get a certain size, yeah, I'm definitely going to trim them. It's just yeah. It is like a super beautiful day. So, anybody who touches the heart of God, oh, their whole life's going to change. They're going to be so at peace, so in love, talking about God will become your job. Anything you do in the moment is your job. Gator tail. I don't have to get off of here. And if you didn't mean it disrespectfully, then what did you mean? I mean, no one disrespects me. I on tally. Oh, Falcon. I mean, I'm sure, you know, great mind thinks alike. You know? And I'm sure you're a good looking guy too. Yeah. Eventually they'll want to find God. You actually have to put effort in. He wants to see it. For me, I've had a range of experiences, but now I'm just established in the connection where I am aware of it. I'm aware of what's going on. And once you establish yourself in this connection with the divine, then you're completely satisfied with the rest of your life. And then sometimes you might feel like you want to do something, whatever is the calling. Now, if you don't do it, you're going to feel propelled to do it. So, yeah. Free will is basically resisting life. Yeah. Because once you let the universe take over, God take over, you don't really have, there's no one there in your mind to have free will. But creativity would be free will, basically. Creating things through the expression of life. Yeah, that was a super cute squirrel. I mean, ever since COVID, which people see it as a real bad thing, but to me, the outcome was very positive. In fact, when it was going on, I really didn't think nothing of it. Nor did it really matter what I thought about it. I would have to like convince the whole world about my thought. Nonetheless, ever since COVID, I just see like a lot of animals. They'll just come like right up in your yard. I see new animals, and they're literally getting closer. That's literally the closest I've ever been to a squirrel. Nonetheless, the rabbit that was in my yard like yesterday or 2 days ago, I mean, me and him were face to face. He still ran though. Yeah, you're very handsome too, Falcon. Thanks. That's really nice of you to say. Let's see. You're here for his laugh and joy? Thanks. Guess what? Guess why I'm here? For your laugh and joy too. That's where we're coming to after everything. It's where everything leads to. Lewis, I'm in Pennsylvania. Yeah, it is real good to laugh. Laughing is the best expression. God's laughing all the time. Even that makes me laugh. Is your mom proud of you? It doesn't matter what my mom thinks, because that's not me. And even if she did think of something maybe negative, it would be her mind trying to control the outside world. Thus, I would be being a slave to her mind. And then I would basically give all my power, or think that I'm giving power, to validate her thought or conform. You are driven by lust but being gay? Yeah, I mean, we talked about uh, the gay yesterday, but it doesn't matter who you like because we're all fundamentally love, and that's why you can technically love anybody. It's only when you limit your love in a metaphysical sense that, well, you limit your love. You can love your girlfriend or you can love your boyfriend, but if you're only showing love to them, well, then you kind of, why aren't you showing love to the whole world? You're just showing love to one person, but your love is abundant, and you can limit it to such as physical intimacy. Yeah, of course. But if you're only focusing on, hey, I got to protect my family, the world might blow up. or are we going to have food on the table? You get into this reptile type of thinking. But again, there's this whole world going on. And this is all the same life. So to you, just loving one person, it's gonna bring some problems down the line. You're just forgetting about all of everything else. Well, sometimes having imaginary friends, especially with a baby, you basically just called a baby stupid as F. But okay. But sometimes having imaginary friends is better than having real friends. Fake friends. They hate a wide variety of traits. Yeah, I mean, some people are just stuck on the physical. But they want to get past that because there's something beyond the physical. There's light. You have emotions. Even your thoughts. We can never touch the sun. But somehow, in God's mercy, we can feel the sun. We can never touch it. Get close to the sun. At least in this physicality. Yeah, I mean, I don't really use a laugh. It kind of just happens out of me. Yeah, happy. Yeah, happy is being gay. The reason that they call it gay is and that's why do you understand this? The reason that they call two guys gay, because they're happy. But they want you to make it think that you're making fun of them, and that basically you're you know you're being derogatory. You're demoralizing them, which is a negative feeling. But what gay used to mean, whoever called two men gay actually means being happy. Though I wasn't around for it, that's what they used to say. I'm gay. Are you gay today? Yeah. Demons are out and about. Yeah, but I get what you're saying, Falcon. He's a effing nutcase. Why, thank you. I bow down to you. I take that as a compliment nowadays. Okay, the McCheese poof. It's like they believe in God because, well, that's a smart thing to do. But they only believe, period, because they've never felt him. I'm doing more merely than believing. I feel him. I'm always in his presence. I'm always in positivity. There will be no negativity from me. Yeah. You got to understand the mind. There is a life intelligence. You could call it God's brain. It actually is it contains all the knowledge right here. But you actually have to rise above your brain to be aware of this intelligence. You actually have to still your thoughts. You have to become still to tap into the intelligence that's out here. And it's also inside of you at the same time. There's no difference between inside and outside. The only difference would be the illusion of your thought. That's actually what blocks you from the transitioning. In God's eye, being gay is totally wrong. I mean, I think it just depends the way you interpret it. I think what he was really getting at, or how this was to be, first of all, people are still going to do it. So there's nothing really to say about it. I think what he was really getting at is the lusting and not the procreation of a newborn life. Yeah. And if gay is a sin to you, Carl, hey, I mean, more power to you. Yeah. I can't hate another man, as I just said. And I can't control another man. God bless you all. And I can't force anybody to believe anything. If you've seen the Son, you've seen the Father. You can't touch it because it's a million degrees. Yeah, okay. But you can physically feel it. And you also can see light. It illuminates the room, such as a light bulb. But you can never touch the light itself that's emanating. How are you? I've lost it. There's nothing to lose. What we all want to lose, we want to lose our thoughts and gain awareness. Well, that's very, royal of you to admit that, Sideshow Bob. But only we can block our love. It's transient right now. We just have to tap into it. Simply feel our life. Because our life is ran by love. Yeah, and it's all around us. So, whatever thoughts you don't love. So whatever thoughts you don't love, you use your will and you create thoughts you do love. The reason we don't feel God or feel love is because we resist. Yeah, we create some type of resist. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with anybody. But if you want to feel happiness and feel love and lead a life of fulfillment, that's what I'm here for. Just as a guide. Yeah, yeah. If you really pay attention what Impulsive Alien was saying, the things that make you feel the best are when you're in a good conversation. Or just when you're really there. It's almost like the person touches you. Yeah. I talked to a neighbor that's somebody else's wife. And, you know, I could feel her presence. She was actually nice to me. Even though we didn't have touch each other, after the experience, it was very blissful to talk to her. Yeah. Even better than if I even did touch her. Yeah. Like really. I don't think Falcon's here anymore. Everybody's just joking, 7 AI. I've had gay friends, they're lovely. Yeah, I mean, gay guys are usually, they're nice. Yeah. I don't, I have not really known too many quote unquote guys who like guys. Again, and it's just happening. Animals dominate each other. It's not in necessarily a power perspective. A dog humps your leg. You know dogs hump your leg. There's nothing wrong with it. And animals have sex of the same male and male. We can't really call that a sin. Yeah. The body has no place outside of this world. Yeah. Once you feel God right here and you stay in his resonance, when you die, as in leave the body, you dissolve. You become one with everything. If you're already one with God before you die. Yeah. Yeah, that's the biggest one. Cuz yeah, we're only really here because we have trouble with our thoughts. That's simply why we are created, to understand that this was all imaginary. Everything you describe, you know, all the emotions, and in your just your reaction to the external world. And once we get overcome all this, then we feel what we really are. Yeah. So you're free of thinking. Thinking is the prison planet, so to speak, or yeah. It's It's where people, even if you're like happy, which it's better, if your mind is running all the time, this is actually what aggravates you. Yeah. Simply, we are here to experience the grand goal and what you are working towards right now is to feel existence, to feel God. Or the life that you are. Do animals write and read? Yeah. But the way that you could say they write, it would be happening through God. God's in control of the ants or the bees. Okay? They don't develop their own conscious. So everything is in control of God through the feel. So they wouldn't be reading and writing as in quote on their own. And they do it differently. They read nature, or they read, they'll read a flower. That's where they pick up the data. The data, you got to understand, it's not to, you can't learn about it intellectually. Most of, like 99% of the actual data comes through the feel. And this is why you have to be calm. And the more calmer you are, you can pick up the data. Yeah. And hold on, hold on. And animals like a crab, or a bird especially, the way they write, well, a bird writes a nest. Elephants and apes can probably write more so words. And they definitely, like whales, in every animal, whales communicate with each other. You can search it up online. People literally go to across the world to get to whales to listen to them. That's incredible to do that. So, like a crab, for instance, could walk on the beach and it could write a circle. It may mean something much more to the crab that we can see. Thank you. You Huge G. Most animals communicate, yeah. Yeah. Birds, if you just sit there and listen, they sing songs. Yeah. Thank you for being here, Ross Miss. Hold on, I'm trying to see some of these. I ate too much. I'm about to have some more. Yeah. Because Falcon, you're right, they don't read books because their books are their environment. It would be pointless for them to really read a book because it would be about the environment, which they're already they're already communicating with. Yeah. Exactly, though. You're exactly. There would be no need for a book, but because the bird already knows the environment. Writing a book would be an extracurricular activity. The bird never forgets its place. Ants, as soon as they're born, they already know what to do. Okay. If you already know God, then there would you you feel God and know him, and then you write a book. The book just doesn't come out of nowhere. Okay? It's usually for the people that don't understand something. Yeah. Because God is already telling you, and we already intrinsically know. If something feels right and we go against it, well, then we knew it felt right, but you could say we are being stupid, or we are basing it on our logic. Meanwhile, we already knew what was the answer. What kingdom are we in? I mean, we're technically in all of them. We have fungus inside of us. We have arteries and veins, exactly like a tree. But I mean, we would more so be animals. Yeah. But we have parts of all of them, though. Yeah, we're all here on a journey, Falcon. Yeah. The whole reason of living long is not to have a quote unquote happier life, though it may seem to get more happier as you live. The whole point of gaining any knowledge, the whole point of living longer is to actually just so you actually find God. You find the life inside of you, and then you feel eternity. Yeah. Who killed more people in the Bible? It doesn't really matter. People are dying every day. Life is getting renewal. Life itself does not die. It just changes form. And plants are dying every day. A lot of animals are dying probably every day. You have thoughts that are dying. And humans are dying every day. But you don't really know them or see them. Yeah, everything's a fundamental feel. In the form it's appearing in. And we're about to go. I appear in this form. The tree appears in that form. The life it's just appearing as it's appearing as whatever this. But it's really just the life energy, or you could say God. This is appearing. It doesn't have no name. It's not a bench. Yeah. Just because we call it something. Yeah. The human body can't see the metaphysical. It can't see what's keeping it there, so to speak. Same thing, you form emotions, and then people form them on pictures. Yeah. In a way, that's changing form. But the life inside of you, it is the foundation of everything. And it all feels the same. So, intrinsically, or hence, when you tap into this feel of life, this is what all of life feels like. and you recognize this, yeah, we're all just trying to feel the heart of God, the core of itself, and we can only feel it by letting that love into us or giving love out to the world. Recap, I mean, yeah, we've been in here for like 2 hours. God bless you all. Yeah. Antarctic used to be rainforest. Yeah. Same thing basically with a desert. A desert, because it's a destroyed landform, or it's a destroyed rainforest basically. That's why there's nothing there. It's kind of like if we were to destroy the US, I mean, like completely wipe it away, it's gonna look like a desert. By poisoning the water and the air. But you're definitely right about that, Falcon. I'm developing from Ice Age. Yeah, yeah. How do your wounds heal? Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. The stream is everything, White Rabbit. They call me a silly rabbit. Yeah. No, I mean I totally agree. It probably used to used to be purple. I I smelled a fire, and I love the smell of that. It's very homely. The world wasn't gay back then. Before chlorophyll, Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes I get what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Basically there was a time where the sun, it was more so like a glaze or a haze. Yeah, and the sky can be different colors. That I I totally agree with that, Falcon. That's that's a great way to end this live. Maybe we can definitely like talk about that deeper, you know, in the details into the next one. Yeah, thanks for being here, OG. Yeah, right, Rabbit. You're gonna have to come back tomorrow if you. Yeah, this is like the butt end of a cigarette. It's still hitting. Yeah, no, that's true, Blossom. Bless him. But that'd be real nice to talk about sometime, Falcon. Yeah, and that is true, Raven. I'll see you later, Erasmus. Thank you all for being here. I hope you all live a life of happiness. And feel God inside of you. The life you are.